You probably know this feeling. Someone asks you for a favor, and before you've even thought about it, you've already said yes. Yes when you're tired. Yes when you're overwhelmed. Yes even when something inside you is quietly whispering no. And later, when you're finally alone, the exhaustion arrives. Not just physical exhaustion, emotional exhaustion. Because the truth about people pleasers is something most people never notice. On the outside, you look kind, helpful, reliable, the person everyone can depend on. But inside, you're constantly managing invisible pressure, the pressure to keep everyone comfortable, the pressure to avoid conflict, the pressure to make sure no one feels disappointed. And this reveals the hidden paradox of people-pleasing. The very behavior that once helped you feel accepted slowly becomes the thing that drains you the most. Your kindness became a survival strategy, and survival strategies are designed to protect you, not to give you freedom. Psychology actually has a name for this pattern. It's called the fawn response. Most people know the common stress responses: fight, flight, or freeze. But the fawn response is different. Instead of confronting danger or escaping it, the nervous system tries to survive by pleasing others. Harmony becomes safety. Your brain begins scanning emotional environments constantly, noticing small changes in tone, facial expressions, or mood. Psychologists call this hypervigilance, a heightened awareness of emotional signals. Many people pleasers learned this skill early in life. They grew up in environments where conflict felt unpredictable, where emotional peace depended on keeping others calm. Over time, they learned a powerful but dangerous belief: if everyone is happy, then everything will be okay. Sometimes this pattern comes from something psychologists call parentification. This happens when a child feels responsible for managing the emotional needs of adults. Instead of learning, "I am loved because I exist," the child learns something different: "I am loved because I help." And slowly, love begins to feel conditional. Approval becomes necessary, and the simple act of saying no starts to feel like emotional danger. But the real cost of people pleasing is subtle. It's the slow loss of authenticity. Every time you silence your needs to keep someone comfortable, a small part of you disappears. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you abandon yourself just a little bit more. And here is the painful irony. People pleasers often have many relationships, yet they frequently feel deeply unseen. Because how can someone truly know you if they only interact with the version of you that never disagrees? The psychologist Carl Jung once said that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But for people pleasers, authenticity can feel risky. Authenticity might create disagreement. Disagreement might lead to rejection, and deep down, there is often a quiet fear: if I disappoint them, will they still stay? So adulthood becomes a careful balancing act. You might apologize constantly, even when you've done nothing wrong. You might overwork yourself, believing your value depends on being useful. You might stay in relationships where you give far more than you receive. Setting boundaries might feel uncomfortable, even frightening. And sometimes, beneath all that kindness, a quiet resentment begins to grow. But here is something important to understand. These behaviors are not your true personality. They are coping strategies. They were learned, and anything learned can be unlearned. The first step toward healing is awareness. Instead of automatically saying yes, you begin noticing the moment your body tightens. You notice the exhaustion after overcommitting. You notice when you are ignoring your own needs. This awareness is powerful. because it gives you the chance to choose differently. Healing from people pleasing is not about becoming selfish. It's about becoming honest. It's about learning something many people were never taught. Your needs matter too. Practices like inner child healing and emotional boundary work can help you reconnect with the parts of yourself that learned love had to be earned. And one of the most important skills you can develop is learning to tolerate something that once felt terrifying, disappointing people. Because healthy relationships are not built on endless sacrifice, they are built on honesty. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote that no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. And that is the deeper journey, not becoming perfect, not becoming endlessly agreeable, but becoming someone who finally belongs to themselves. Because the moment you stop abandoning yourself for acceptance is the moment your life truly begins to feel like your own.